In beautiful North Yorkshire, in the pretty town of Kirby Moorside, lives auctioneer Angus Ashworth.
110, commission's out, 110 in the room.
Here he runs his auction house.
I am selling at £1,800.
With his devoted team of valuers.
Wow, this is amazing.
Auction clerks.
The electric shock machine. A few of my staff could do with this.
And removal men.
It suits you, that, you know.
Do you think?
Together they help people up and down the country clear their cluttered homes.
Oh my goodness, did all that come out of my house?
Yes.
Using his years of knowledge,
That's probably one of the most valuable 50p's there is.
Angus finds gems,
This is a fantastic collection.
heirlooms,
Look at that. I think that's one of the best things on the job, that.
treasures,
That takes me back to being a 12-year-old boy, that does.
and the weird and wonderful,
We like horses, don't we? Wow. OK.
which he brings back to the auction house
It's the best silver in the world, isn't it? Yorkshire silver.
to put under his gavel,
65, 75, 85, 90, is it?
making them a tidy,
1,200, 1,300, 1,400 pounds.
little
£20,800.
sum.
I think I need a light down.
So do either of you two know what a campanologist is? No.
No, why? Do you?
Yeah, it's somebody that's into bells. Wow.
OK.
And it's bells that's taking Angus and removals experts Pete and Gary the 30-mile hop across the North Yorkshire moors to North Allerton. From the outside, this bungalow looks completely normal. Step inside and every nook and cranny is filled with bells, bells, and, well, more bells. The house belonged to retired occupational therapist Joan Elliot, mother of Claire and grandmother to Amy Lee and Liam.
She was a lovely woman. She was very caring and very loving and very loyal. If any of us needed help, she would just be there for me and Liam.
Joan also travelled the world, raising money for international charities and gathering bells along the way, which grew into a massive collection.
She was even president of the ABA, the American Bell Association. Right.
Right, OK.
Me and Liam couldn't run around the house. There was like a ban on running. It was walk sensibly down the corridor because all the bells were on shelves. Thank God we never broke a bell.
In the cleaning, she would have a rota. Thursdays, Fridays was always bells, and she would do it in rotation. She liked things to be perfect.
Yeah. And her way. It's her way or no way.
Joan met her third husband Dave in America, where they became a fixture among the bell-collecting fraternity.
Dave died last May. It was very, very quick, and it shook Mum to pieces.
Joan died of heart failure a few months later. It was one of Joan's last wishes to have Angus sell her bells.
Morning, Angus.
Morning, you all right?
Not too bad, you. Nice
Good.
to see you.
And you, and you.
This is Amy Lee. Amy Lee, this is Angus. This is my daughter.
Wonderful. I've come to look at some bells,
Yeah,
I think.
come on through.
Thank you. There's a lot of bells, isn't there?
Yeah, at her last count, there was about 1,000, so this is only a few of them.
OK, and then she's been collecting a long time?
About 50 years. So it all started when I was a toddler.
And then it's just grown and grown.
People just started buying her bells. She took more of an interest in it, to ending up being this 50 years' worth of collection.
Well, I suppose we best take a look at this collection then.
It's not just in the house.
Right.
There's 3 outhouses, and one of the sheds actually is full of boxes of bells.
Right.
So
OK.
can we start the garden?
Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, this is the one that's got what we think is the bulk of the boxes in.
OK.
As you see, they literally go from the front right the way to the back.
Right. That's a lot of
there's-
bells.
Yeah, there is a lot there.
OK, we're going to have fun with this at the sale
I
room,
think
aren't
you
we?
are, yes.
You don't want a part-time job, do you?
Absolutely not. Thank you. Busy enough.
You did your bit with the bells as a nipper, didn't you?
I did my cleaning time. Me and my brother, when we used to go over for the summer holidays, she had a collection of brass bells and she used to give me and Liam toothbrushes, make us clean them. But like looking back on that memory, it's probably like one of my fondest memories of her and her bell collection.
Wonderful. I'll have a look and I'll let you guys relax for a bit. I might be a while.
Good luck.
See you in a bit. Good luck, yeah.
So this bell here is made by Ainsley.
Ainsley were one of the longest-lasting chinaware factories in the UK, opening for business in 1775 and finally closing their Stoke-on-Trent factory in 2014.
Did a lot of teaware, dinnerware, that sort of thing, and decorative pieces, and this is to commemorate the centenary of the Titanic, so in 1912 to 2012.
With literally hundreds of bells to sort through, it's lucky that Pete and Gary have arrived to lend a hand.
You're all right?
Yeah.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
Ding along. Yeah, let me get the door for you, Gary.
Thank you.
What about mine?
No, well, it's on the other side. So, it's all full of bells. So that's all to go. I think a lot of this is we're going to have to take and sort back at the sale room.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of packing, but it's just getting all the boxes on the van.
Right.
Time, gentlemen. Get on with it.
Bells once brought Joan a brush with greatness. As the first non-American to be head of the Bell Association, she got to keep US President Ulysses S. Grant's actual dinner bell for a whole year. Grant was also the war general famed for defeating the slave-owning South in the American Civil War. Joan's passion for bells found a heartland in the United States, where they celebrate almost anything with a commemorative bell.
So this is the 1992 Lions Club of Parkersburg High School bell. These must have been all ones that she's gone across to America and picked up at various conventions.
Every bell will have to be carefully wrapped so there'll be no breakages on the way home.
I just wanted to check, you did know this had a hairline crack in it, this one, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's OK.
You're OK.
There are dozens of bell makers in Joan's collection, some famous like Royal Doulton, Waterford, Ladrow and Wedgwood, while others are by smaller manufacturers. Angus is starting to recognise some of the more collectible brands.
We can tell straight away that that is Lalique, French glass, by this frosted bird on it there. That and the fact there's a huge sticker on it that says Lalique.
Lalique is known for its exquisite deco hand-carved bowls and figurines. Its founder, jeweller René Lalique, opened a factory in Paris in 1888, which is still going strong today.
What we want to find is glass that's marked R. Lalique, René Lalique, because that's the original pieces, and that's what fetches a lot of money.
As Joan's bell is not a René, it'll join other decorative bells in a group lot. It turns out that Joan had a fondness for all things bright and shiny. She liked her jewellery too.
There's a lot of jewellery, but it's mostly costume jewellery. It's not quite as vast as the bell collection, but in some respects it might be a little bit more commercial in terms of value. Now, there's a big difference between costume jewellery and high-end jewellery. It might be silver and gemstones as opposed to gold and diamonds, emeralds, rubies, that sort of thing. But, you know, we'll have to go through it. Some of it we'll have to group together in big job lots. Some of it, you know, will be semi-precious. There might be the odd gold dress ring.
You could see it all and you just didn't even know where to start. So actually seeing it all in the van, it's quite overwhelming, the difference this is going to make. It's going to be a big step forward for me. Yesterday and today is the longest I've been able to stay in the bungalow at all.
I think all the bells, to see them go, will be a massive closure. When we see the bells, they're all you think about is Grandma. And to kind of know that they're gone to somebody else who's going to appreciate them, it might start to make things easier.
After 4 hours, Angus and the boys have loaded the bells, jewellery and some other bits and pieces onto the van.
All done?
Well done, lads.
There's a lot of work to come. The entire collection will need to be researched and catalogued ahead of the auction. Meanwhile, Claire can see empty spaces in her mother's home for the first time.
Come on through. Well, I haven't completely emptied the house. The bell collection's on the van.
You can finally see how big the room actually is compared to when you had all the boxes in here.
It's nice to actually be able to see that this is actually a room, because it's not been a room, it's just been a storage area.
They've done a really good job.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, I'll see you on auction day.
Lovely, looking forward to it.
We're going to have to be very careful with those glass bells. They're so fragile. And this is partly the reason why sort of decorative ceramics and glassware's gone out of fashion a little bit, you know. People don't want those delicate things that can get knocked and broken and need dusting and looking after. I'm a little bit worried. I just hope they're not disappointed with what it raises money-wise. For Joan, I think the passion was about the collecting, perhaps not about the value. There are one or two that will be exceptions to the rule, and we've got to sort through and find those. So the real work will start when we get back to the sale room.
Right, there's a few little bits in here if you want to see what we've got.
Yeah.
The team are back and specialist cataloguer Mark starts to assess what's on the van.
That's quite a nice shade on that, isn't it? Delicate. And then bells again.
Ah.
They may look like paint tins, but inside are ceramic bell-shaped bottles of whiskey.
These are really collectible. We've had a lot of these in fairly recently,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
And they all did very well. Oh, costume jewellery. Quite often people come and say, oh, I've just got a little bit of costume jewellery. It won't be worth anything, but it's always worth going through because you never know.
They'll learn what's in those jewellery boxes and the endless boxes of bells over the next couple of weeks as the team turn Joan's vast collection into auction-friendly lots.
That's pretty, that one. Is that sort of etched or is that painted on?
That's painted on it.
How are you getting on?
Slowly. It has been quite a slog getting them sorted. I mean, there are some interesting ones. For example, these here. They're the 12 apostles and Jesus.
Oh,
As
okay.
figures on the top of the bells.
So we have all 12 of them then?
13, including Jesus.
Oh, okay.
We don't really get good or very good prices for bells in the UK. It's sort of more an American market. For example, those two boxes there with another box.
Yeah.
And that's about 40 to 60 estimate.
Okay.
I mean, we'll have to see what happens on the day.
But a lot of 5 bells has got Angus very excited.
Cranberry glass is hugely popular in the Victorian period, but it's been around for centuries. But it became prominent in the 19th century and into the early 20th century. And actually, you get that colour by adding gold salts to the molten glass, and that gives you that cranberry colour.
Cranberry glass was first made by the Romans. Then the technique was lost for centuries until Italian glassmakers discovered how to dissolve gold with acid, then add it to molten glass, which gives the cup its rich red tone.
So it was always seen as a touch of exuberance and quality. So I think that will sell well.
And after weeks of sorting, the bells are divided up and ready for auction. All Claire and daughter Amy Lee have to do is give them one last inspection.
Because she had so many, now you see them all out and how lovely they actually are. Come on, Mum.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit emotional. I think it'll mostly be internet bidders today. I think, you know, with collections like this, you will find that they'll go to lots of different collectors out there. It's kind of that circle of life of collections, and I think that's, in a way, it's quite a nice thing, so.
It's going to go to someone else who will look after them, which is nice.
I'll let you have a look round, and we'll see you soon.
Brilliant, thank you. For me, it's about the fact that I'm here today representing her for something she wanted. That's the good bit.
It's like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, it is a little bit. I just wish she was here to see it because I think she would have loved this.
I'm a little bit nervous. Generally speaking, the market for this type of thing has really gone off. 15, 20 years ago, yes. Now, not so much. We've had a little bit of pre-sale interest, but it's not filling me with a lot of confidence.
There's plenty of people, but is it the bells that's drawn them from all corners? Over the next hour or so, 54 lots will be going through the sale room. Online bidders will be handled by Emma and Heather, while James is on porter duty.
Here we go.
Right,
The
we
bells.
go on to the bell collection. So this is huge bell collection. We've never had so many bells. We're going to start with the boozy bells.
Start with the important ones.
Yes, yeah. There we go. And we've got international interest on this. We've got bids from overseas all over.
People who can't attend have left bids of the maximum they want to pay for the whiskey bells, and those are called commission bids.
There we go. We start at 60, 70,
Wow.
80, 90, 100, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190. At 190 it is then. Commission bid's going to take it. We're all done for the 200 fresh bid online. Selling then at £200.
The whiskey bells make double their estimate.
That's an expensive lot of whiskey.
But will the American bells, custom made for conventions of the American Bell Association, be as easy to sell?
There we go, £30 start me for the American bells there. At £30 at 32, 5, 8, 38, 40. Fresh bid at 40. £40 at 40 at 40.
Now it's a quick break from the bells and on to Joan's jewellery. Angus spends the next 20 minutes rattling through 13 lots, bringing in a grand total of £1,018. Then it's back to the bells, starting with a lot of around 90 decorative ones. But as fragile dust magnets, who is willing to put in the cleaning time?
Good little collection there, £30 start me. There we go, good American interest in this lot.
Bidders from across the Atlantic are very interested in this lot.
£30, 225, thank you, 35 in the room.
And from here in Kirby Moorside,
8 online, 40 madam, £40 a bid at 40, 2255. 45 it is, then I'm going to sell to the room at 45.
so this lot will be staying here in the UK. And there's more boxes where that came from, one containing the Lalique bell.
20 bid, 22, £22, 25, 8, £28 in the room. 30 I have, and 2 in the room, 5, 8 in the room, 40, 2, 5, 8, 50, 5. Room bid at 55, had 3 of you bidding, 60, 5, 70. 5 I've got online at 75, thank you. 80 still going strong. 85, and don't mistake, I'm selling at 85. 90, just in time. 95, might as well round it up to the 100. 100's a nice number, isn't it?
It's a lovely
Those
number.
lovely bells. 95 it is, then I'm going to sell then at 95.
I'm surprised at just how much they're going for.
The brass bells are up next.
Including Jesus and the 12 apostles. We're a lot of interest in this lot. 25, 8, 32, 70, £80. We're out at 80, 85, 90,
It's really good.
90 at 90 it is then. 5 at 100, 110, 120, 130 and climbing. 140 at 140 it is then for the bells. We're all done. At £140 I'm going to sell then the collection.
That's my
at
cleaning, that is.
£140.
It's you keeping them all nice and tidy for her.
Over the next half an hour, a further 20 lots of bells collect their hammer prices as they ring out of the sale room.
Not bad.
Finally, it's the turn of the majestic cranberry glass.
Oh, these are my favourite. I think they look fantastic. Look at those. £30 will be on. £30 bid starts me off at £30, 32, 5, 38, £40 a bid at 42, 5, 8, 50.
Angus has his commission bids, but the internet bidders won't give up.
110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180. There we go, 180, my favourite lot in the whole bell collection at 180. You're all done for the cranberry bells. I'm going to sell then at 180.
I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Angus has sold all but one of the 54 lots, and the bells will be swinging off to their new owners all over the world. But what will all that hard selling add up to?
Hello.
Hello again.
Yeah, again.
Hello.
The collection's gone far and wide. We had somebody from Denmark was bidding
wow.
away.
Wow.
So, yeah. Well, I suppose you'd like to know how much you'd be walking away with.
Yes, please.
You'll be taking home £2,489.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, really, yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh no, that's not. Yeah, that's a lot more than we actually thought.
£40 here, £50 there, and it tops up.
Anything like that.
I'm a little bit relieved, actually. You get that little nervous tension before you get up there. Is anybody going to want, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bells? And yes, they did.
But when that very first bell auction went, and suddenly you could see that there were 2, 3, possibly 4 people interested, and it went above the estimate, that's when I felt comfortable that it was the right thing to do.
There's Scarborough, look, where I was born.
You were born in Scarborough?
Yeah, proper Scarborough in.
Where's he been? Leeds?
Should have been built a brick wall there.
Oh, you're working on your navigation skills, lads?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Do you know where Aldridge is?
No, somewhere around here, I think.
Well, it's near Walsall, so it's Midlands, isn't it? It's a good job we've got sat nav, isn't it? Well, that's where we're off to anyway, so don't bring that map with you, will you?
No.
Angus has received an emergency call-out. A collector desperately needs help to clear out a room.
And the house is full. So it could be a bit of a treasure show. I don't know what we're going to find, but we'll see what we can do. Has he taken a wrong turn again?
What, me? I'm usually following you, Angus.
It's a 150-mile journey south to Aldridge, and there's no time to waste. If the gentleman in the van can just stop bickering.
Right, so left here, was it?
No, where are you going?
It's all right for you two.
Oh, it's all right for you. You've got the most room.
And I've got something to do.
I've got Barney.
5. Oh dear, I'm failing.
The call has come in from 22-year-old Cleo and her granddad Bill, whose entire world has recently been turned upside down.
My son, Cleo's father, passed away. It was very sudden. He'd had a period of time off work, and then he'd got the day to restart, and we thought everything was well, but it wasn't. He died the day before. So,
it made me very scared. A child losing a parent, always normal, but to have to tell my granddad that he's lost his son was very hard. Yeah.
Picking up the pieces of their lives, Bill wants to clear out a bedroom, raise some cash, and do it up so his grandchildren have somewhere to stay.
you're hired.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I'd like to be in a position to offer them room. They're welcome to come and stay whenever they wish. I look forward to having the space, but they'll be able to move in if they need to.
The only problem is, Bill's been collecting bits and pieces since the 1970s, so the house is chock-a-block.
What's your favourite piece up there?
It's a cigarette lighter from Malta when I was a child. That's from 1953. Nearly as old as me.
The dust is nearly as old as me.
The dust is as old as you.
Yeah.
The bits that I want gone are everything in the room upstairs, which includes books, magazines, several chairs, a comfy chair from another room, but I'm also hoping that Angus will be able to identify things himself and see whether they're worth taking away.
Hey, Pete, we're here, just up here, look. I'll go and see William and see what's what, and I'll let you take Barney for a walk, 'cause it's been a long drive.
Sounds a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
OK, then.
Ah, Angus, hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you
to
very much.
Aldridge. Would you like to come inside?
Please, thank you very
do.
much. Thank
Please
you.
do.
Hi.
Take a seat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Welcome.
So how is it that I can help you out today?
It's time for me to move some stuff on.
Okay.
Declutter the place a bit.
A declutter.
Yes.
The very word. I've got used to having clutter around and I quite enjoy it. But when you have a trauma, such as we have had, then things have to change. And there's the grandchildren.
Yeah.
I want the room, so if they want to come and stay here, they can do.
I mean, you've obviously been collected things your whole life, and your dad was very much the same, was he?
Oh, he loved Grandad's house. Whenever he talked about Grandad's house, there was always a smile on his face.
So, would you like to come and see the room?
I would love to have a look, yeah.
This is the room, the first main room that I want clearing.
Right.
This is the room that I would like one day to be a bedroom.
And are you happy for everything in here that we can sell to go? And
yes.
I can see a few bits that would definitely be saleable. There's a pie cabinet there. Sort of early 20th century mirror there. I think I've got some rummaging to do, haven't I?
I think you have, yes.
Now, I'm not Angus, but even I can tell he'll have his work cut out today.
And into this room, which has got some things you might be interested in.
Okay.
Maybe that painting.
Okay, the portrait would be okay. I mean, it looks like it's got a bit of damage to it, but it's portraits would be all right. I'll have a rummage round and I'll get the lads in and we'll make a start.
I'll leave you to it. Good luck.
Wow. And you take a step in and it's the stuff everywhere. You just have to take that little moment, step back and let your eyes accustom to it. There's interesting looking things that might not be valuable, but I'm confident we'll find one or two little gems in there. The main focus really for us is to try and clear that bedroom, to really help the family out so that they've got that spare room for grandchildren to come and stay. You all right, lads?
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun?
Are we?
Yeah, especially on the staircase.
Start painting here.
What's these?
Looks like old lighters.
Yeah.
Lighters are always popular. That's a nice one.
Angus leaves Pete and Gary to rummage while he explores the front bedroom.
William said he had some watches. Randomly, it's a stick of watches. Most of these are probably going to go in a job lot, but it's always worth checking because that one there, I think it probably will be a 9-carat gold case. So we've got some gold value there. But this is the gem because it is a Tudor Oyster watch. Now, Tudor, they were a sub-brand of Rolex, so very high quality, very expensive to buy new, but not quite as expensive as a Rolex. Condition's not great, it's been engraved on the back, but probably pushing up to about £300. You just don't know what's going to turn out of a job. You think, oh, a group lot there's maybe 50 to 80 as a group lot of watches, but you've got to go through every one because if you've got a watch like that in there, it makes all the difference.
Bill has been a collector all his life, visiting junk shops and gathering everything from hats to chinaware to musical instruments, like this 1950s Italian accordion, once the staple sound of travelling folk bands.
Seeing all this stuff come out, how are you feeling?
It's a bit difficult because that's part of me that's been removed from my house and my nest, my security, my retreat. And also it is sad because it reminds me of your dad.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want me to get rid of it. Whilst it is sad to see it go, I know the end result and the purpose of it going is good.
It'd be dusty in there.
It's dusty everywhere. My entire house is dusty.
Oh, look, Sonny Walkman.
It's still in its box, though. It's got its headphones and that as well.
Oh my God, that's an early computer. The 512K personal computer by Amstrad. Amstrad actually stands for Alan Michael Sugar Trading. And these were great. So this particular model would have come out in about 1986. So we're talking very early computers, really, for people at home.
Amstrad opened up the personal computer market by slashing prices to just £399, while other models cost around £2,000. By the late 1980s, Amstrad dominated the UK market, but technical troubles meant it was soon outrun by American and Japanese computer giants.
It's a bit of nostalgia. It's something that I think potentially will become collectible. It's just not quite there yet. I don't think it'd be a lot of money, 40 to 60 as a complete setup.
Not tidier, don't you think?
Is a tidy van a happy, Pete?
It is.
It's been a long day with dozens of trips up and down those narrow stairs. But has Angus managed to free up the room for the grandchildren?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's empty.
Oh wow. Oh my god. Oh, good grief.
Oh,
yes,
it's empty.
That's incredible.
When was the last time you saw this room empty?
Oh, 1976, 77.
Right.
It will be back then. It's just been always used as a junk room.
It's weird. I didn't even realise the walls were this colour.
Well, this should hopefully give you some space to create
Absolutely.
a nice room for the grandchildren.
Yes, that's right. But it's incredible. I'm amazed. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome.
It's still a mixed emotional thing with me. It'll take a while to get used to. I might just come up and sit here on my own.
Well, we'll see you on auction day.
Thank you very much. I look forward to it.
You're very welcome.
Forward to it. Thank you again. Bye-bye. That's grand. That's wonderful.
Today's been okay. I think, you know, for me, the main objective was to clear that bedroom so that they have that space. William has that space for his grandchildren to come and stay, and that's really going to help the family out. You know, there's a few interesting bits, so hopefully we'll raise a little bit of money that will go towards the refurbishment of that room. Hey, old Gary, don't leave me behind. Go on, you're trying to leave me here.
It's a long journey ahead, and at the end of it, there's a major sort out as Bill's things are sifted and prepped for auction day. After a sprint up the M1, the team are back on home turf in Kirby Moorside to be greeted by senior cataloguer Mark.
How do you do it? Every time I turn round, you're there waiting for us. Every time.
Oh, man.
I'm all excited. See what treasures you've unearthed.
Oh, one or two bits and pieces.
An old typewriter.
An Imperial model.
Mark?
Oh, yep.
Might be interested in that.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Typical sort of gentleman with his hairdo, quite
Yeah,
posh,
no.
and his beard.
And I think if you look, there's a date on the back.
April 1869. It's an old painting, is that? It's quite nice.
Yeah.
That's quite an elegant pipe, you know, that'd be silver-topped, and he's got a nice watch chain, so he's a man of means.
The portrait will be given the once-over by art valuer Charlotte in the sale room.
Right, so this is the picture I wanted you to have a look at.
This is interesting. It looks very Victorian, doesn't it?
I didn't notice at first, but you can see there, that's a tree. So
Oh,
could
yeah.
it, you know, could it be a farmer? Gentleman farmer, possibly that's his land. It's almost like a photograph, isn't it?
Yeah.
His face.
You can tell if people are good at painting people by the way they do the hands.
Yeah.
And the hands are quite good on this, aren't they? So
Yeah. Do you think anybody would pay to get it restored?
if you did restore it, I think it would clean up quite well. It obviously makes it more vivid.
Bearing in mind the condition, what would you put value of that?
I think you sort of have to go quite low because
Yeah.
people are bearing in mind sort of restoration costs, aren't they?
I'm sure that'll find a new home now.
Art of a different kind also came from Bill's house, with this album of cartoons from the 1930s.
I mean, this is quite a remarkable album. There's no artist name in it, but I think it's somebody that's probably gone to shows and that sort of thing and just sketched out characters that they've seen. I can see somebody taking these out, framing them up, you know. It's that great sort of downstairs toilet thing, isn't it? You could have these all on the wall and... Ah, well, there's one we recognise. Stan Laurel, as in Laurel and Hardy.
3 weeks later, all of Bill's things are sorted and ready for auction, and he's travelled up from Aldridge with his granddaughter Cleo to see if Angus can find his eclectic collection a new home, and maybe make a penny or two while he's at it.
It'd be nice to have William and Cleo in the sale room. I mean, William's a real character, isn't he? And ultimately for them, I don't think it's about the money. If that helps to decorate the bedroom, all to the good, but really it's about creating that space to really help the family out in a time of need.
Hello.
Good afternoon,
Hi, you
Angus.
right?
Alive and
How are
well.
you?
Good. We've had very busy viewing days. We've got quite a few people signed up online, so hopefully we'll get you some nice results.
Hopefully. Well, it'll be interesting to see what's in there because some of the stuff I haven't seen for 10 years plus.
I have to ask, is the room still empty?
Yes. And I've had the decorators round and we're going to get it painted. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, please go in and have a look round and shout if you need anything.
Excellent.
Oh.
Oh, look, the old computer. I'm happy to be here. It's almost as if we're very close to the end of a journey, as it were.
I think it's great for my granddad as well to just get rid of some things.
Let's get rid of some things, yes. I'm not sure whether anything is going to sell in the auction. Obviously, I hope so. And the more money we get, the better.
Bill has 29 lots up for grabs today.
Yeah.
Helping Angus to sell them are Jasper and Charlotte, who are fielding internet bids, while James is on porter duty. First up is the Victorian gentleman forever captured on canvas since he was painted in 1869.
Where should be for this? 32, 5, 8, 42, 5, 8, 50. The portrait at 50.
That's not too bad.
Bill's piano accordion from Italy takes centre stage next.
Everything you need to go busking. However, if you do it outside, there's a 10% commission. There we go, £20 at 20, surely. 2, 5, 28, 30, 2, surely. £32 at 32. You're never going to guess where that's going.
Where?
Romania.
Really?
Oh.
Following quickly on its heels is the Book of Cartoons.
Right, this is a fascinating piece.
The cartoon.
I've got £35 straight in.
£5 I paid for this.
38, 42, 5, 8, 50. £50 it is, then. We're all done at 50.
That's very good. That's very good.
And now for some pure 1980s nostalgia.
The lot you've all been waiting for.
Oh, this is it.
This is early PC, one of the earliest mainstream PCs, the Amstrad. £30 start me. £30. Didn't we need a new computer in the office?
A new one.
£30 for it. It's got to be worth that.
But nobody wants it.
Honestly, these will be the collectibles of the future. Early games consoles are already doing really good money.
Could anyone get it on?
No. £30 I bid, thank you, at £30. At 30 it is then, at £30, at £30, at 30.
I thought I was going to have to take that back, yes.
Next up is the Pine Cupboard, or an upcycler's dream project.
Needs good wax up, but it's a nice thing there. Where should be for that? £20 start me at 22, 5, 8, 30, £32, 35, 38, 40, £40 racing up now. £42 is it now. At 45 it is then, looking 48, 48, 50, thank you. At 50 it is then, all done at 50.
A good sale.
I'm surprised at that.
Yeah.
And the rest of the furniture follows suit as the money keeps flowing in. Now is the turn of Bill's extensive lighter collection.
Is the photo flash. It's like a mini camera, but it's a lighter. Ingenious. And all the other lighters there we go, good little lot. £30 a bit.
That's very good.
32, 5 and 8, sir. 38, commissions out, internet come to play. 40, thank you, 42 I have. 45, 45, 45, 8 now, sir. £48, rooms back in at 48, it's against you online. 50. 5, sir. You sure? Because you're out at 40, but you're in at 48, so...
I know, I wasn't deciding, but now I'm sure.
OK. At 50 it is then, thank you. At 50 and 50, it's selling at 50.
Good for you. He can be as indecisive as he likes.
And if you didn't get that lot, try bidding for another, as all the lighters, once consigned to a life in a cardboard box, are divided up into 10 lots.
Yes, that's a good price, I think.
Finally, it's time for the watches and the hidden gem found on the stick of watches that turned out to be 9-carat gold, now being sold with a pocket watch.
Where should be for this? 32, 58, 45, 65,
That's
75, 85, 90. Commissions are out. 90 at the back room. All done, going to sell at £90.
I'm shocked at that one.
And last but not least, the 1950s Tudor oyster watch from Rolex. Does it still have star quality?
First bid kicks me off at 180. 190, surely 200, 210.
I'm so happy for you.
240 we're at. Next bid's 250.
I'm shocked.
250 in the room, thank you. 250.
How much did you think you'd
250
get
in the
for
room
this?
now, 250.
I expected
Internet platform's
100.
gone quiet. 260, 260, 270. I've got 3 of you bidding. 280, 290, 300, 320, 340,
Good grief.
360. Last chance on the net. I'm going to 380. Thank you, sir. I'm going to sell then at 380, 400, thank you. 400 at £400. He's a big softie, really. At £400, at 400, it's against you on the net. I'm 420. Not that much of a softie. At 420 it is. Out in the room, online, at 420. We're all done for the Tudor at £420.
Shock.
There we go.
So it's a spectacular result for the Tudor oyster watch.
That was so good.
I was surprised at some of the prices.
But how much money has Bill made to decorate that spare room for the grandchildren?
Hello, welcome. Well done, well done.
Oh, that's all right. How did you find that?
I was amazed
Exciting.
at some of the prices. And the watch, the
Yes.
Tudor,
Yeah, that did a good price, actually.
that surprised me. That really did. I paid 70 quid for that.
Did you? Well, he knows what he's on about. doesn't he?
That's the one thing that I do.
Well, I suppose you'd like to know how much paint you can buy.
Yes, please. Yes, please. 1 tin or 2.
Well, you'll be walking away with £991.
I wasn't expecting that much after expenditure.
That's take home.
That's take home.
Yes, that's after fees.
Wow.
I'm delighted that we've managed to clear that space and hopefully help the
Thank you
family.
very much. It has helped enormously.
I think it's great for me to have that idea that we'll have somewhere to go, should we need it, more
Having the space so that you can come across and spend weekends when you need a break.
William's taken a lot on to help the family out. You know, they've had some very unfortunate circumstances, and this was all about creating some space. So hopefully this will enable him to continue that process and make it a really usable space for all the family.
Five months later, there's no recognising Bill's spare bedroom where the grandchildren can come and stay.
I've been a great collector all of my life. I always thought I will never get rid of it. It will die with me. But when this happened, I don't miss it. I really don't. To the point whereby the front room downstairs is the next room I'm going to attack.
Meanwhile, in Northallerton, Claire has put her mother's house on the market.
So Angus came back about 6 weeks after the original auction and totally cleared the house for me from everything except the few items that we wanted to keep. And we've had 3 or 4 viewings this week, so hopefully we are well on the way to bittersweet moment, part ways with the bungalow and move forward.